Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Only 2 more trading days left in the week. Are we going to close above resistance levels? Are we going to do a tracker? I don't know.
My fingers are crossed. Close the week above certain levels, such as Tesla over 351. But keep going.
Yeah. I guess we'll get started since it's go time. I think is there some information being released today? Any news events being released today? I'm not even sure.
Supposed to
I
be
think there's like
something. I
PPI
should have
or
looked it up for
something.
the show. Yeah, PPI.
Yeah.
That's another consumer.
Well, if there was,
Producer prop
it's not out yet, or it's not doing anything.
8:30. Oh yeah. When does the PPI come out? All right, I'll look it up and you can keep talking about stuff.
Okay, yeah, let's just get started then. So SPY, it's battling the 1.618 right now, but it's kind of been doing it the whole week. So yes, it did open the week below it, and now we are trying to close the week tomorrow above it. So this is going to be the goal. Not sure if it's going to happen, but we'll find out. 585.38. This is exactly what I'm looking for the continuation higher. But if it does just turn into a wick and close below by tomorrow's weekly candle close, then there still is a risk of going lower first before breaking out. So, crucial level right now for SPY. This is still resistance. And, I am always cautious at resistance until we get some confirmation. So, let's see if tomorrow can bring some sort of confirmation about wanting to go higher. QQQ, we have confirmation that it already kind of broke out of this range, right? So now it's either going to go back down to retest the $497, $500 zone, or it's going to continue its journey higher. But right now, like I said yesterday, it's just in the middle of this range right here. And usually when things are in the middle of a high time frame range, I just don't do anything. It's just you got to observe it to see what comes next. So I think we are seeing a little bit of selling pressure right now. So we'll see what happens. But I think no matter what, it's likely to close above this 500 by tomorrow, unless there's some crazy stuff happening, which is great. So that's just really going to be building a base on top of the cloud, on top of this foundation. But since pre-market price is 516, I wouldn't be too excited just because it could easily retest levels before going higher right now. IWM, it is basically below the 208.74. It's been below most of the week, actually. And this is looking like a stronger resistance now, which kind of means the 100-week moving average could be the target down there at 203. So possibly look for a back test down there, maybe close this gap too. And I think after that, that could be what we need to continue the journey higher. And let's just continue with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, my linear scale is holding that 1.618 perfectly still as a support. So nothing too concerning at all with Bitcoin's price action. Just almost day over day over day, it's been back testing that 102.076. But on log scale, it's kind of proving this 103.611 is becoming more of a resistance than it is a support. And recently, it's been spending more time underneath it than above it, which kind of means that it is a battle and it is a resistance. So with that, how far down is it going to go? Well, the conversion line down below is at 107.65. So we could see a back test of that. But in the meantime, we can just focus on this 102.076, right? This linear scale support is actually still holding. So as long as this continues to hold, ever since we broke out on May 8th, it has never closed a daily candle underneath it. So as long as that trend continues, I think we will see some kind of stabilization in this zone for the continuation higher. So good developments for Bitcoin, regardless of being under resistance of 103.611.
Very cool. The PPI report did already release, and
Are
it
you
kind
on?
of fell in line with the core inflation report. Oh, can you hear me? I'm getting a little bit of a delay this morning for some reason.
Yeah.
Am I on the wrong Wi-Fi in my No, it's the right Wi-Fi. Okay, so the PPI did come out. We got a very modest increase in wholesale prices, with inflation trending slightly lower than anticipated, suggesting easing inflationary pressures at the producer level. So, a bullish PPI report. And then someone says that Powell might be speaking at 8:40, so we'll see. We'll see about that. Um, let me
Okay.
show. Let me share my Bitcoin chart. And is it this one? This one here. So yesterday I was drawing like Darvas boxes and stuff, and obviously need to adjust my box a bit. It dropped below the box and is testing back up to it right now. I think I kind of want to just extend the box down to here though. See how it kind of includes all this price action right there. Actually, I should just take it all. I could take it all the way back here. So Darvas was just some guy in the 1930s when a lot of this stuff was going on with the stock market. People were trying to make come up with theories about how to predict the stock market. Like not like they don't keep doing them today. But he just noticed that if he, charted prices and then drew a box around the high price and the low price, then he could come up with a system where, as long as price stayed inside the box, you sell near the box to trade the range, and then he would want to buy any breakout or sell any breakdown out of the box. And I drew this box to show that I was working really hard to holding this level up here above, uh, critically above this. Well, let's see, is it 786? The 96 here, this 786 right, 6563, and we're already above it, and it's really what it's doing is it's battling with this 886, and once it gets over the 886, it's going to make a new at 109,356. So I'm looking for Bitcoin to go. I was telling Matt this morning, as far as fib extensions go on the right, it already got over. There's a candle wick right there that tests back to it as support. So I think it's going to go to the 1382 next. So I think we'll see a new, slightly higher high of 110,834, and then it could test back down from there. It could keep going, but let's look at 110,834 is my next minimum target higher for Bitcoin, and then we'll see if it does an ABC down or not. Yeah, and then Tesla, same thing. I've been playing with Darvas boxes. And this is a pretty tight Darvas box. That's just there's Tuesday evening. Well, this is the Tuesday evening to now. So again, I widened this box to include the pre-market price action. It looks like it just wants to establish. It's what it did. What it didn't do is it didn't test the 50% level. This is the retrace from the 214 low back to the all-time high of 488. And it didn't touch it. It didn't try it yet. They will actually see it, try over it. And if it could do this, if it could get over it and then test back to it as support and then move on higher, that's what I'm looking for in Tesla to match up with this new idea that I've got, that maybe Tesla just wants to keep going straight on up to 567.75 next in a race to get up there. All right, so there we go. That's what I'm watching on Tesla. Is this Darvas box that I've drawn, and the 351.40. And if we can close the week over 351.40 over this halfway point, I think we've got a really good chance of this continuing on into next week, going higher. All right.
Very
Anything else you want to
nice.
show or talk about, Matt? Before we take requests?
No, I mean we can start with. I wanted to talk about Tesla and coin just to start off with. So with my Tesla chart, actually, we can see that. So with my Tesla chart, we can see that price is kind of getting rejected in this zone, right? We saw yesterday got to 350 exactly. I made a post on X saying yesterday in the 350s, be a little bit cautious because this is a major resistance zone, but we're not exactly there yet. The baseline is at 351.39. It did not touch it yet, so we do have that potential to continue higher first before kind of getting a rejection. But where is price going to stabilize on top of right now? We can look at maybe this linear scale 786. So this is also a major rejection before that 351. So we have this 347.58 right there. So another confluence of resistance. So that doesn't really help us for support. So where is support really going to be? Well, we can go to the daily chart here, and we can see that maybe the top of the need a back test, and that could be all the way back down to 317, 318. So we could see some kind of, after a nice rejection up here, we could see a back test of the daily cloud, I think, before we actually try to break through all of this resistance above. So the 100-day moving average is also at 322, which is in the same zone as well. So these kind of breakouts and back tests are really crucial, in my opinion, for the continuation higher, and they're actually very bullish because this is technically really a trend reversal, right? When was the last time I was on top of the daily cloud? And that was really closer to all-time highs, right? And that was back in January. Even December of last year was really nicely above the cloud. And now we have this kind of a trend reversal here. So this is a beautiful development. So I would not be scared about any kind of back test in the 315, 16, 17, $20 zone. I think that would be healthy. So we're at a resistance zone now, starting with this linear scale fib right here, 347 all the way up to like the 350s. So it's a bigger resistance zone. So I would be cautious here. Not sure if it's really going to break out above, but any kind of back test in this zone down here, I think would be the true opportunity if people missed a lot of this rally, in my opinion. Oh, and
All right.
I wanted to,
Well, good.
let's do Coinbase too as well, because I wanted to talk about that. So Coinbase, yeah, it's still breaking above levels here. We can see that the cloud is broken, right? It built bullish engulfing candle. So this is all I care about, right? People were asking, what do I really want to see? And I want to see it just stay above like 247, maybe this baseline here, 246. That's it, right? That's all I want to see. Just building a base, kind of like what Tesla did with the cloud, climb its way out of there with the cloud. And finally, with this bullish engulfing, we are getting that effect. So yeah, just stay above 246, and Coinbase is going to be looking beautiful.
Nice. Let's see. Go ahead and share my screen. There, I did one. I forgot. I know, then I forgot. I wanted to talk about during the show. Duh. So here's the SPY with another Darvis box. Real Blonde Broker had a range about halfway up here that she thought that price could trade in. I expanded the range to double that over it. So I am looking to see if this 786 kind of lets it extend a little higher. Let's see. Am I thinking 1236 versus 1382? That's what I'm looking for. Let me stick this on here. 1382. Where are you? Yeah, I'm just wondering if we could actually get up a little higher here. I think, let's see, the SPY looked really strong, holding kind of steady yesterday, and then pre-market it gapped down. The VIX did this. It jumped up here, gapped up, but you can see now it's closing that gap rapidly now that that PPI report is out and whatnot. There wasn't really any news to make the VIX go up that way. It was just people who I think I said a post, don't mistake sideways for weakness. It could also just be consolidation before going higher. So here, this 1 hour Ichimoku cloud looks, and yeah, let's see if we can't get a test maybe as high as 598 to this 13. Anyway, while price is in this blue box, and you can see it's back, stocks in the market could keep going up today, and VIX is dropping, and let's see if it can get back lower than it did yesterday. Here is by request ENPH. And it's just a big basement that I'm looking for back from this significant high right here at 78.26 back in December of 2024 to the April 25th low. Yeah, it's just sort of reclaiming it. I'm looking for 382. You can see it already kind of almost touched the 382 right here, and then again. But I think once it reclaims this 23.6, it's just going to take off. I don't think it doesn't necessarily need business again. So I think this could be done. This kind of got extended. But once we get over 50, 60, look out, end phase could be headed 64 is right now. All extensions still, like I've been telling you. That would be 3 to 34% higher from prices right now in pre-market. There you go, end phase. And then once it does that ABC up and then back test a little bit, I can tell you what the subwaves would be like. Doing higher in 5 impulsive waves. And then I'll do EUSE. I'm in this right now. EUSE is I think the 1-2 is done in the subwaves. I'm sorry, I've got kind of a mix of the larger font is the larger degree waves. So yeah, let's see. From here, I'm trying to do these subwaves. I think it's going to go to 831 next for this 1382 off of the 307 low. So 831 is my target now. See, it kind of hung around the 618 and 2336. I don't think it's going to do that this time. Be careful. Maybe if you could put a stop 657. It shouldn't drop below 6. And then as long as that holds support, then 8 USC, and then this continues on to the all. This is the heart of the wave 3 that it's in now. Prices now would take it up to 51% high. And then SMR was also a request. I think I'm in this too. So SMR, I was looking for 382 test back to the 236, but now that we're here, the 382. Remember, this was my conservative estimate. I'm looking to see if the whole market does go a little higher, if this doesn't extend another, well, from pre-market here, another 36%, 3027. So again, maybe put your stop below 2117, but if it can get back over 2291 and then test back into as support, then I think maybe I'll watch the 618 next. 764 is after that. But yeah, otherwise, if this was the top, then we go to 1836 next. But I'm watching the market carefully for them to say, you know what, we're not going to go lower yet. All right, Matt, how about you? What do you want to do next?
Yeah, I got Redwire on deck here. So Redwire, we can see that the 886 is coming into play, or it already came into play, I should say, yesterday or the day before. We could see that the 1304 kind of was rejected already. And now it's going back down to the 50-week moving average, which it already did. It touched that and it held. So this is just telling me that it's range bound between basically two fibs, the 786 and the 886 here, the 1034, 1304, and while trying to stabilize even on top of the 1081, the 50-week moving average. So nothing really is going to develop here until it really can break this 1304. So it just is probably going to stay in this range for a little bit longer, maybe building a nice foundation. Maybe it just needs to want to touch the cloud again one more time in the next couple of weeks before going higher. But very nice development with getting back above the 50-week and the 786. So I think that's all that matters, right? Stay above this 1080, 1030 zone, and it's going to go high.
All right, it's 8:48. Powell's supposed to start talking at 8:40, 8 minutes ago. We'll see if he can tank the market or not. I've got Cooler up here, KULR by request. Let's see. Back when I drew this last time, I thought I could go for the 618 bleed chart. I might be more cautious on this now. Oops, no, not yet, not 8 minutes. All right, did it make a lower low? Yes, it did. I want to move you. I want to move you. A slightly lower low than the last time I looked at this. So now, in fib extension terms, it's still in a great place because it's still battling the 11.4 boss, right? Let's see, 0.14. Yeah, look, it's a 114 right now. So it's a good place, even if it drops a little bit. Overall, this should run to at least test the 236 And then eventually it should get over at minimum, should get to the 382 at 307, which is 90 right now. Then it would test back to the 236 and then on to the 1236. Everything else here is the same. So if it can go the whole way, 5 waves up to the 2236 fib extension of 12 us from where price is now, 734% higher. So there you go. Cooler. Looks like a pretty nice bet. Maybe I might even have to take it. Still battling this 11.4 fib extension. I'm really happy about because I know it'll at least test the 236 and probably go higher. So there you go. Almost 100% to the 382. And then yeah, oh, ASTS. Matt did this one yesterday. So let me do my ASTS Space Mobile today. I keep saying Space Mobile because it just sounds funner, like more like a fun thing you'd want to ride in. But I think it's actually because they do cellular Starlink, cellular telephones through space. This one, 1750 was its low right there, and so at minimum, oh, it did a double bottom, so it's still below the 236. Excuse me, wait a second. Thought I was gonna sneeze. Um, it already kind of did 382, and it's trying to regain the 2382. So again, this what if this does 764? But it could either go. Let's just stick with this for now. Watch the 618 first, but then maybe it sends to the 4681, $46.81. Which from where price is right now, let's see, it'll struggle with 82 at $32.16. That's still 24% market now just to get there. So it should, and then let's see if we can't higher to 4681 next. And then again, this tops out the 2382, which is 108.89 or 318% higher. There you go, ASTS Space Mobile. Back to you, Matt.
Yes, Grab is next. And here we are with Grab. It's a breakout, really, right? It broke out above the 382. It broke out above the 200 week, above the baseline, above the cloud. It broke out above everything after a beautiful back test of all the support down here. And yeah, I'm looking for 491 to hold. That's basically all. And just establish some kind of base on top of this fib now. And you know what? I think it's going to venture on towards the 50% fib above 630 on all of this resistance in the future here, maybe $7, maybe 720, 740s, this zone. So this is going to be my next target range for Grab. And it's looking better and better, but there's still no really higher highs just yet from the November high, right? You can just see a lower high. There's another lower high. So we still haven't really broken completely out yet, but just being back above this fib, which was a massive resistance, is in itself a breakout. So any kind of back test in that 490 zone, I think, is going to be a good opportunity now for Grab for the potential to just continue its journey higher. I like it.
All right, very cool. Just an update here. There's no transcript on Powell's speech yet, but you can see here in the VIX, it kind of did a up down here in this last hour. Let's see if we get real close. Can we tell? It went up and then now it's kind of oscillating between the middle here. So on the hourly chart, it still looks like it could follow the Ichimoku cloud down. Yeah, this is just like the apprehension as his speech is supposed to start, and whether it started or not, there's no news about what he said yet. Let's see. Hymns, please. Here is, wait, let me do it on this one. I made a ton of money on HIMZ last week, and then I kind of got spooked. I could have stayed in a little longer to make a little bit more money. I sold under the 61.8% fib. You can see it went up to the 764. And now, hymns, no matter what, I think it may have peaked already and might be looking to come back to the 382. So from from where prices right now pre-market or potentially to touch back, to go down 24% to 45.27. Um, yeah, I can't see anything to refute that. Unless it went 32236, then it wants to go to the 1236. Okay, so I guess I'm still not 100% sure. If it gets back, oh, it never. If you see price go back to the 764 at 6801, get above it and test back to it, then maybe it will go to this 41% higher instead from that 6801 part. So it's in a tricky place. I stopped trading HIMZ because I was unsure about which direction it was going to go in next, and I'm still, as you can see, unsure. LAES, I can do that one. I'm in this one too. I've got actually a giant, stupid, oversized position in LAES because I bought it like up here and then I DCA'd down into it, and then I DCA'd again, and now my cost basis is down T4. It keeps trying to break out. Here's the subwave of my large degree wave one takes it to at least the 23.6 fib to fail at up here at 434, but you want to go to 590, and that's a ridiculous amount of gain from where price is right now. The subwave that I'm tracking here uh, just wants to seem to go. I think it's down at the 1-2 and wants to go to 335 next. So from where price is in pre-market right now, actually from where also I think where it closed yesterday. Anyway, it's about 40% higher to 335. So I've got a long call on LAES, and I'm just waiting for it to start its crazy ascent. All right, there you go. How about I'll throw it back to you, Matt.
Yeah, I got actually a BBAI. There's really no update for me for CYFRF, so I'll just do BBAI. And we can see that Big Bear, it is breaking above the 200-week moving average, 369, and we can see if this can actually close the week above tomorrow, then this could be a reversal of this big downtrend that we just had for the past couple of months. So we haven't really closed a weekly candle above it since this breakdown back in March or late February. So I'll be watching that three. And if that can be successful, then our next resistance is going to be 453 up there. Then we got a bunch of stuff up here with the baseline and the 702 at the $6 range. So it does have potential to keep going higher and higher, but I would prefer it to close above this 369 tomorrow to get kind of that big higher time frame trend reversal of getting back on top of that 200-week moving average. So good developments for BBAI. And I think either way, over time, it's probably going to gradually go higher and higher.
All right, for Hector Salamanca, who made the request for BBAI, I've got to show my chart. This is the same chart that I post to my subscribers. Big Bear AI, I'm looking for it's already it won the fight with the 11.4% mini boss, and it hasn't even tested the 236 yet, and it kind of went back down. That's where it's going next. So from where price is here in pre-market, just to fail at 236 is 18% higher, but I think it's definitely going to go to the 382 up here at 591. Remember, Matt just said that 455, 450 something was resistance, but that I think it's going to push through it. And then 591 is my wave one minimum top target. Again, just like everything else I've been showing for the last couple of weeks, it could actually go 618, but we just have to watch the 382 first and the whole market see as well. So 54% higher to 591 next is my minimum target. And that it just gets better from there, but we'll talk about it one crime at a time. See,
do you have any update on CYFRF or no?
Oh, let me look at that. Let me just peek at my Starbucks chart. I don't trade Starbucks because, like a lot of the big caps, it just doesn't move fast enough for me. It did. Oh, okay. This was my 1-2 before, and it looked like I could keep it this way. It went to the 764, didn't hold the 382. I kind of am tempted to stop. You know, I'm gonna move it up. I'm gonna do it. Just like stocks I've been doing, I'm gonna make that 11.4 boss, got over the 236, up to the 382, back to the 11.4. And I think once it regains the, it should be able to put in.
Your sound is really cutting in and out,
Oh,
Tracker.
wait,
I can't
this
even hear
isn't
you
even.
right now. Your sound is cutting in and out, Tracker.
I'm so sorry.
I cannot understand
For you.
anything you just said. I cannot understand anything you just said. Let me just jump to my Starbucks real quick so we can take a look here. All right, so I'll do my Starbucks while Tracker fixes his audio over there. So Starbucks, we
Or
can see on my chart that
236. Uh,
Tracker, your audio is really, really, really bad right now. I think internet connection or something. It's really not good. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, so my Starbucks chart, we can see that it's basically going back up to the top of the cloud right here, the $88. And we can see that it's basically last month. This is the monthly candles. It broke below the monthly cloud, went back down to the green Gann level again, just like it did back in August, back in July, back in May. Big breakout, big back test already. So this has a possibility to hold this zone, the $75 zone. But anything that's below the monthly cloud is kind of like in danger of just breaking lower. So I would prefer it to start to close monthly candles back inside the cloud here to get a little bit more bullish. But until then, this $88 is looking like a resistance zone. So we'll see if it can break above. But we got a big giant range, basically. I would say $75 up to $88. That's the range it can be in until it really finds some stability. So let's see if it can get a little bit more bullish. And question Omar about, does the BTC chart work for ETH? I'm not sure what that really means. How does a Bitcoin chart work for Ethereum? I mean, each chart is its own. I can just show you the Ethereum chart right here, right? Each individual stock or crypto, they chart themselves. But one thing I did want to show on Ethereum is it's actually starting to break back above the monthly Ichimoku cloud. So this is something that it did just break out, right? And it is looking like it has potential to stay above. So the 50-month moving average is 2473. The monthly cloud is around 2480. So if we get this monthly candle close above all this resistance again for Ethereum, then this actually has a nice potential of finally getting back on top of the cloud after down below it for 4 months. So very, very nice if that could happen. So Ethereum does look great. I do see a few more. I do see a few more crypto requests that I'll do before I leave. I think Tracker had to drop out because his internet connection just crapped out on him. But yeah, I'll do a few more crypto stuff before I leave. So Ondo, we can see Ondo right here. And Ondo on the weekly chart, we can see that it's getting rejected still by the 50-week moving average, and that is at 98 cents. And we can see that the top of the cloud is 93 cents right here. So it's a big, it's stuck, right? It's in a range. It's just stuck in between the angle up top, maybe $1.11, and all of the support down here in the lower 90s. So very, very, very range bound for this. I'm not sure if it's really ready to break out higher just yet. And I can take a look at Velo as well. So Velo is also stuck underneath the 50-week moving average and underneath the cloud, and it's coming back down for some kind of back test. And I think I like that, right? I like these back tests of previous resistance zone, which this was, right? This was a previous resistance zone, the arc right here. So going back down to the 0.012 or even the 0.0124 is a good opportunity in my opinion. So this is looking for the breakout of that arc, maybe some kind of back test, and then possibly for a continuation higher. So this looks okay. And the last thing I'll do before I run away is I actually wanted to show you guys UNH, what it's doing, since there is a collapse happening. And we can see that it is going back down to the 2018 highs, right? And the last time we talked about it, I said stay away, right? If you guys remember that, I said stay away from this one because it's breaking below the monthly cloud, and this is bearish. This is the first time since 2008, right? The last time we talked about it, it was back here like in 2008, right? But the last time, I think it was maybe earlier this week or last week or something, when it was around like 320s or 340s, I said stay away. And sure enough, that is the reason why. And now that we're down here to 2018 highs, is it going to stop? Well, there is a potential to maybe continue down a little bit lower, right? Maybe the 886 fib or the 786, the 270s or 260s. We could see that as a possibility. I don't think it really needs to touch that 200-month moving average. That is way down there. So 220s might be a little bit too greedy, I guess, for that. But if you want to try to play something like this, be my guest. But these kind of developments, I don't like them, right? Anything that really held the monthly cloud for over a decade and is finally breaking below, this is just a very start of a bear market, in my opinion. So even if it does continue back up towards the 370s again, it probably is just going to get rejected and roll over and then just be multi-year bear market. And we can see the last time it was below the cloud, it spent from 2008 to 2011, it was below the cloud. So it was a multi-year downtrend for that. So if we're below the cloud this time, it could take years to get out of. So there's really no rush to buy this one unless you want to try to time the bottom perfectly with that. So with that said, I think I'll see you guys tomorrow with Tracker, and I'll make sure that he can basically fix his mic problems. Are you still there, Tracker? I don't know.
I am still here.
Okay. If you want to try to do
I
one more before we go, that's fine.
Oh, no, I was just gonna wish everyone a good luck in the market today. I don't want to make you suffer through another broken conversation from me.
Yeah, it sounded like you were a robot that was dying. It was
Robot
crazy.
dying.
Yeah.
Back in my day, the internet sounded like screaming robots.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys. Good luck out
Yeah,
there today.
well,
I'm cautiously
we'll see you guys
optimistic
tomorrow.
for continuation higher today. All right, bye, Matt.
Okay, bye, guys.